Yo, what is up everyone, Z-Karma here, and welcome back to another boring math video here in Borderlands 3. Today I have a very special one for you all. In this one, I bring you the dedicated drop rates for the final boss of the arms race. I farmed him 400 times on Mayhem 11, 100 times with each Vault Hunter just to see how a different Vault Hunter would affect the drop rates of specific class mods. Anyway, I also gathered the amount of each legendary to show you which ones were the more common ones. So before I get into this video, if you found it informative or helpful in any way, a like rating is always appreciated, and if you want to subscribe for more content like this, that'll be awesome as well. Now first, we need to talk about what I should expect. Well, this boss has a 100% drop rate, so he will be dropping a dedicated drop every single time we kill him. And he also has a certain chance to drop 1, 2, or 3 drops. After my 400 kills, I never got more than 3 and never got less than 1. I did notice that there is a higher chance to get 1, then 2, and then 3 has the lowest chance. From what I gathered, it seems like there is a 75% chance to get 1 drop, around a 20% chance to get 2, and only a 5% chance to get 3. Unlike Anathema from the Guardian Takedown, she actually has a higher chance to drop 2 instead of 1 dedicated drop. Anyway, with this information out of the way, let's get straight into the results. After 400 kills of the Harker on Mayhem 11, I got 530 dedicated drops. That is obviously a 100% drop rate with 1.3 drops per kill. As for the specifics, here they are. We got the amount for each with the overall drop rate. Don't get that percentage confused. It's not the percentage of the amount of dedicated drops, it's the percentage drop rate after the 400 kills. So we had 44 Boogeymans, that's an 11% drop rate, then 38 class mods, then 37 Hotfoot Teddies, 38 trick shots, and so on, all the way down to the Hot Spring. So basically the most common drop for me was a Boogeyman at an 11% drop rate, and the least common was the Hot Spring Grenade with a 5.75% drop rate. Most of these actually have very similar drop rates from what I could tell. The most sought after drop, the Plasma Coil, was actually one of the lower drop rates. Coincidence? Maybe. And I will talk about that maybe in just a minute. Now, right away something stands out to me, and that is the number of class mods. Seems like the class mods are grouped together for the drop rates of a boss, and I believe each of them carries a certain weight, so if the game rolls for a class mod drop, it will also do another roll to determine which class mod will drop. I will talk more about the specific class mods later in this video. Then I also noticed there was 4 different drops that had the exact same drop rate. This gave me the idea that maybe every single drop has the same drop rate at around an 8.25% mark. So I decided to check the 95% confidence interval after 400 kills with an 8.25% drop rate. And it turns out that 95% of the time, I would get anywhere between a 5.93% and an 11.36% drop rate. If you notice, all of these drops, except for the Hot Spring, are within the interval. The Hot Spring could just be that 5% of the time where it lands outside of the interval. Of course, that's just a theory I have since confidence interval is a little bit too large, just like a 6% margin. In order to be certain that every drop has the same drop rate, I need to either data mine it or farm him 1500 times, which will shrink the interval to a drop rate between 6.9 and 9.7%, which is only a 3% margin, and it would give us a more concrete statistical proof of whether or not every drop has the same chance at dropping. If you want my thoughts on this, yes, I do believe that every single dedicated drop has the same chance, but I cannot argue with stats. As it stands, I cannot say that is 100% the case, at least with what we have so far. So, about the class mods. I did farm 100 times with each Vault Hunter, and yes, I can confirm that you'll get more class mods for the character you are using. Out of the 38 class mods, 12 were the Spy class mod, 11 Kenseis, 8 Eternal Flames, and 7 CMDs. For the Spy, Zane dropped 6 out of the 12, For the Kensei, Amara dropped 8 out of the 11. For the Eternal Flame, Mose dropped 4 out of the 8. And for the Flak class mod, Flak dropped 5 out of the 7. So as you can see, each Vault Hunter dropped at least half of their class mods. And yes, it does matter who you are using when farming him. So if you're looking for a specific class mod, make sure to use the character you want the class mod for. So now I want to give my thoughts on the drop rates. The drop rates aren't too bad. I know that the pool is diluted because there's so many drops, but most of them have between a 7 and a 9% drop rate. So that's not too bad, except that the normal drops in the game have at least a 10% and most of them have 15%. So for the Harker, each drop has literally the lowest drop rate out of anything in the game. Every single item except in this case for the Boogeyman, which was at an 11%, but everything else was lower than anything in the game right now. Even the Mayhem 6 and above exclusives at least have a 10% drop rate. So my suggestion would be that they should increase the chances to get 3 and 2 drops from the Harker. If they make it so that there is an equal 33.33% chance to drop 1, 2, or 3 drops, these drop rate percentages will be increased by 48%. And if that happens, theoretically, if I got like the same outcome, the drop rates would look like this, with the highest drop rate being a little over 16% and the lowest being around 8.51%. Which is still not the best case scenario, but it'll be an improvement. But anyways guys, I'm going to end the video there. If you found it informative or helpful in any way, a like rating is always appreciated, and if you want to subscribe for more content like this, that'll be awesome as well. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.